Okay, so this is a question from 20 AIMS. This is a pretty interesting question on the timing of blood sample collection of lithium. So a psychiatric patient was started on lithium for the management of bipolar disorder. To monitor the blood lithium levels, at what time interval should the blood sample be collected after administration of the lithium tablets? A, after 24 hours, B, after 12 hours, C, after 6 hours, and D, immediately after taking tablets. Now, why is this important? Because the lithium levels will fluctuate and we want to record the lowest lithium levels that are there. That is the trough levels of the lithium, which is usually seen after a particular gap. Now, what is that gap? That is what they're asking. So the answer is after a gap of 12 hours. Okay. So let's see over here. So the rule is simple. Evening dose, you take the pill at night. Roughly after 12 hours, you draw the morning sample in the next morning. So this is a thing. So the drug surges into the bloodstream right after the dose. Okay. So you can see in the D option, this is the highest point. This is the peak point. We don't want to record the peak point. Okay. So we want the trough point. It's the quiet value. It is the lowest concentration of the drug in the system just just before the next dose is taken. Okay, so this is a trough. So that's what's so in Kaplan's log, they're telling lithium is a drug with a very narrow therapeutic index and high potential for severe toxicity. So careful monitoring of the serum lithium is essential. Okay, so that's why the lithium levels are drawn at 12-hour trough level. That is roughly 12 hours after the last dose. Typically on a morning sample after the evening dose. Okay. And not only that, in addition to this, you must remember it takes around 5 days to achieve the steady state. Okay. Correct. Okay. To achieve steady state. So what does that mean? So that means suppose we start today, okay, which is day 0. You start lithium, okay, say suppose 600 mg, okay, of tablet lithium, okay. Now you will not measure after 12 hours, okay. You will measure on the 5th day, okay. So you will allow the days to pass, day 0 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the day 5, okay, maybe on the 4th day you have taken in the night. On that, in the early morning, sample is taken. Okay, in the early morning sample is taken so as to record the truth. So the entire thing is when you start a lithium, you give a gap of 5 days, and after that, on the early morning, you take the sample on after a gap of 12 hours. Okay, so you must remember this. This is little bit different from the usual medications that we see. Okay, but this is how it is done. Hope you have learned something from this. We will see you in the next section.